Cryptocurrency, gold that lives in the wind? Have you ever tried to hold the wind in your hands? Have you ever stuffed your pockets with smoke and walked around acting rich? That's pretty much how many people describe cryptocurrency. But what if I told you that this smoke has bought mansions, yachts, and even robots that serve coffee in a voice like Morgan Freeman? Huh? Legend says there once existed an invisible scroll, capable of holding the treasure of all wealth in the world without anyone needing to trust anyone else. Today, that scroll exists. It's not locked in a temple, nor sealed with dragon blood. It lives inside your phone, and it has a name, blockchain. But calm down, young grasshopper. Before you start buying coins that won't even jingle in your pocket, you need to understand the origin of this modern madness. Because this story begins with the greatest enemy of the village, the trickster of duplication. If money is invisible, what stops someone from spending the same coin twice? In ancient times, things were simple. You gave rice, received fish, exchanged copper for cloth. Wealth was tangible, fed in weight, smelled like dried fish. But where there is value, there is illusion. Fake coins appeared, fraud, counterfeits, and trust in the village began to collapse. Trade slowed. Merchants distrusted one another. The people lost faith in value itself. It was in this chaos that a stranger appeared. Some say he wore a mask, a dark cloak, and held in his hands a single piece of code. His name, Satoshi Nakamoto, and he brought with him an absurd idea, an invisible coin, no form, no smell, but almost impossible to counterfeit. And even crazier, each coin would be recorded on a scroll that everyone could read, yet no one could erase. The name of this scroll? Blockchain. Every transaction is written into this eternal scroll like a magical seal. Who sent, who received, and when. Not in ordinary letters, but in mathematical codes, the guardians of time the nodes can verify. And the most incredible thing, the scroll has no master. It is guarded by thousands of computers across the world. It's as if each warrior in the village held an identical copy. Whenever one new invisible coin changes hands, all the scrolls update together at the same time. If someone tries to cheat, the other scrolls expose the lie and reject the fraud. How is this possible? Consensus. In some villages, brute computational force rules proof of work, energy and math to seal blocks. In others, it's the pledge of honor, proof of stake. You lock value to gain voice. And if you cheat, you lose your own stake. Blocks link together into chains, and to rewrite the past, you'd have to rewrite an entire chain faster than thousands of guardians can verify. The result, a public ledger, distributed and nearly impossible to censor. This is how the first digital treasure was born, Bitcoin. And after it came creative chaos, Ethereum, tokens, NFTs, even fire horses with funny names. Not every treasure shines, and not every cryptocurrency deserves a warrior's trust. Did you know that even in feudal Japan there were primitive forms of decentralized economy? Ninjas traded secrets for weapons, missions for food. No king, no bank. Cryptocurrency is like that, just with Wi-Fi, memes, and emotional meltdowns every time Elon Musk tweets. Speaking of Musk, when he tweeted Dogecoin, a meme bastet coin, the crypto world exploded. The entire globe buying a joke, and maybe you, sitting back, afraid to invest even in knowledge itself. Some people bought this invisible treasure back in the very beginning, when it was worth less than a bowl of bad sushi from yesterday. They waited, they meditated, they held, and today, they own more castles than hours of sleep. Others came late, bought at the top, out of FOMO, sold in panic, and are left only with an empty promise. And here comes ninja wisdom. Never enter a battle without a map. Never trust the coin without knowing the scroll. Cryptocurrency is not a shortcut. It is discipline, study, strategy, courage not to follow the hype, and humility not to fall for pretty scams. You don't need to be a master of finance, but you do need to know how to wield your sword. You may now be asking yourself, if this coin is invisible, who decides its value? Good question. Almost as good as, who sets the price of sushi that doesn't even have fish? The answer is simple, though uncomfortable. The value of cryptocurrency is whatever people are willing to pay. It is not controlled by a king, nor by a bank. Its price is defined by belief and by the market itself. Is that risky? Yes, but it is also freedom. Like a sword without a sheath, it can protect you or cut your hand. There are serious projects in crypto, strong teams, real technology, solving actual problems. But there are also false ninjas in disguise, peddling shiny illusions. That is why I say, before you believe in a coin, read the scroll. Study who created it, what problem it solves, and who stands behind it. Be suspicious of easy profits, and never invest more than you can afford to lose. Write down the 5 teachings of the scroll. First, if you arrive late to the hype, you become the ladder for the clever to climb down. Second, a good coin is built slowly. Scams grow fast and vanish even faster. Third, anyone promising passive income of 30% a month is either a fool or a thief. Fourth, if a project lacks transparency, community, and clear goals, it's smoke. Fifth, there is no investment without risk, but there is risk without study. These 5 rules would have saved half the fallen warriors of the dojo of greed. Now take a deep breath, close your eyes, feel the silence. You don't need to buy crypto today, nor tomorrow. What you need is to understand the map. Banks are changing, companies are changing. Even governments are testing digital forms of money. In the US, many people use Zelle, Venmo, Cash App, or Apple Pay to move money. There are also instant settlement networks like RTP and FedNow, though adoption varies from bank to bank. And far away, in Brazil, there is Pix, an instant payment system created by the central bank that became a global example. But Pix does not exist in the US. It is another spell for another lesson. Meanwhile, your digital honor. If you hold meaningful amounts, use self-custody. Prefer hardware wallets. Write your seed phrase on paper or metal, never in photos or screenshots. And remember, no true support team will ever ask for your keys. Whoever does is an enemy in disguise. In modern scams, no dragons chase you. Instead, it's fake links, live streams that double your Bitcoin, online romances that turn into investment traps, and SIM swaps stealing your phone number to hijack your accounts. Technology evolves, but deception evolves just as fast. Stay alert. You don't need to rush. You need to learn the map, because if you ignore it, you may keep living like someone using phone booths in a world of holograms. But if you understand, maybe you won't get rich, but at least you won't be made a fool. And now, a mission. Subscribe to the channel. Leave the like of honor. Share with your clan and ring the bell. Comment your city and state: New York, Austin, Miami, Los Angeles. Where are you watching from? And tell me which modern spell you want the old ninja to decode next. Credit scores. 401k versus Roth IRA. Compound interest. Buy now, pay later. Credit card debt. Student loans. Or medical bills. Do you want a dedicated episode about Pix? This Brazilian instant payment spell? Tell me in the comments. Because in this chaotic modern world, the only weapon that does not rust is knowledge. Wisdom is the only coin that never loses value. In the next training, The ninja explains the magic that creates millions without ever promising easy money. Until then, keep your sword sharp, your mind calm, and your private keys secure. This content is educational. It is not financial, legal, or tax advice. Crypto involves risk, and never, ever share your seed phrase